Hey guys, I hope you had a great weekend. I'm glad to see you back here with me today. So, today we're going to be starting a project in the style of famous American New York artist Heather Galler. She is a folk artist. A folk artist is someone that creates art that is typically handmade. They may or may not have formal training, which means they may or may not have been taught by a teacher or a professor how to create their artwork. A lot of times, their art has a lot of culture and things from your community in it. You're going to be seeing artwork of Heather Gallers today. And if you haven't watched her video, then go ahead and watch that first before we get started, and then we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to start our drawing with using a horizon line down the middle of our paper. A horizon line separates the sky from land or water. So let's go ahead and draw that. It can either be straight or it can have a curve to it, kind of like a hill. Now I've got my horizon line. I'm going to go back, and in the middle of my horizon line, from the middle of my line down to the bottom, I'm going to draw a vertical line right here, just like this. Once I've done that, I'm going to start on my outside left side, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line. And my diagonal lines are slowly going to curve, not curve, but turn in to where they are almost straight until they get to the straight line. And then on the right side, they're going to start to turn out. If they all met together, they would meet at a dot. If they all came together, and that dot would be called the vanishing point. So I have drawn my lines and extended them out. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to draw a line in between these lines to create sections. Once I have finished doing this, I'm going to create a barn. I'm going to draw a barn up top. I'm going to start with drawing almost a square. I don't need to draw the bottom of it because I have my horizon line here. So that's going to count as the bottom of it. After I've done this, I'm going to draw a triangle. And after I've drawn my triangle, I'm going to draw two parallel horizontal lines that come off the sides. I'm also going to draw another diagonal line that copies this one. It's going to run parallel to this line right here. I'm going to draw it over here. And then I'm going to erase the leftovers that I don't need. Once I've done this, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a line from this corner straight down. It's going to be a vertical line. So now I've created a barn, and I'm going to create a silo next to it. I'm going to use this line and I'm going to extend it upwards. I'm going to bring it over and back down. At the top, I'm going to put a curved line that looks kind of like an upside down U. Once I'm done this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a door and a window and maybe a window on the side. I can go back and turn this into two doors, or I can have one huge one. I think I'm going to turn mine into two. And maybe a big window here, and maybe two shutters over my windows here. Alright, next I'm going to skip over and I'm going to draw about 3 or 4 trees. I'm going to start with my tree trunk, and I'm going to let my lines start close together and slowly get wider as they get to the horizon line. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to start with my tree that's in the middle, and I'm going to draw an oval. Then I'm going to come back to the left side and I'm going to draw almost a teardrop. Your tree shapes do not have to be the same as mine. You can actually make up your own. This is just something that I wanted to do. I wanted my trees to overlap. So now I have drawn my trees, I have drawn my tree trunks. I would like to go back in and I would like to put in some different line designs. After I do this, I want to create a fence. So I'm going to draw a line that copies this line right here. It's going to copy it. So when this line dips down, this line will dip down. When this line, horizon line, curves up, this line will curve up. Watch. Now I have to pick my pencil up and finish it on the other side because my tree is in the way. Do you see how these lines copy each other? I'm going to draw another line under this first one very close to it and copy it again. This is going to be the top of my fence. Next, I'm going to just draw some vertical lines that come straight down. Those are the posts on my fence. And then I'm going to draw some horizontal lines that again copy this bottom line here. You will want to draw two of them together in between each post. Again, they're copying this line right here just a little bit. Now I want to add a funky sunshine. So I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to add a sunshine that is contemporary. It's abstract, meaning it has lines. You may or may not know what it's a picture of, but the artist does. And I'm going to make my sunshine a little bit funky. Okay, and after I do this, I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to draw different types of line designs in between each section. So I'm going to get that done. Okay, I have drawn my picture. I have filled each section in with different types of line designs. I have repeated a few lines in some spaces, but that's okay as long as they're not right next to each other, touching each other. After this, I'm going to trace everything with a black marker. And after I trace everything with a black marker, I'm going to color everything in really hard with my crayon. It's really important that I trace with my black marker first before I color, because markers are water-based and crayons are oil-based. And crayons and marker do not mix well. They actually repel each other. So when you are doing this, make sure you trace with your black marker first. Then you're going to color in everything very hard in different colors and repeated colors. You can change the colors of yours. They don't have to be like mine. And then I'm going to show you guys a quick example when I'm finished. Okay guys, I am finally finished with my Heather Galler picture. It took me about 30 minutes to color this in, so it might take you that long, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit less. But I'm so glad and happy with the picture, and I really hope that you've enjoyed working on your Heather Galler folk art today. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.